the federal life insurance program known as FEGLI is one of those benefits, unfortunately, where I've seen too many federal employees waste tens of thousands of dollars in premiums on something they really didn't need or didn't understand. So today we're going to talk about how does the program work? When does it make sense for you? And when do you need to get out to something else? So let's dive in. Again, today is all about winning the FEGLI game. FEGLI is not a bad program, but you have to understand how it works to avoid the price cliff or the price explosion, whatever you want to call it. The price can skyrocket over time, and you got to understand how to get the most out of it. So to do that, let's talk about the 4 different components of FEGLI because they all work differently. There's 4 different parts. Number 1 is basic. This is your salary's worth of coverage, rounded up by about $2,000. So if your salary is $100,000, then your coverage would be $102,000. So if you passed away, your family would get, of course, $102,000. This coverage is pretty stable price-wise throughout your entire career. And so for most people, this is the one that they end up taking into retirement, if any, but we'll get more into that in just a second. Option A is $10,000 worth of coverage. So honestly, for most feds, this is really just not a big deal. It doesn't cost very much, but it's not worth very much. So exactly what you do with it doesn't matter a whole bit. However, option B, this is the big one. This is the one that gets really expensive because you can get a lot of coverage. You can get up to 5 times your salary. So again, if your salary is $100,000, you can get about $500,000 worth of coverage. However, this is the one where the price can skyrocket over time. We'll get into the details in just a second. Option C, again, similar to option A, it's not that big of a deal. This is for coverage for your family, but you can't get very much. The most you can get on a spouse is $25,000. The most you can get on a child is $12,500. It's not too expensive, but again, it's not very much coverage, and the price does go up with your age, so it can get very expensive, relatively speaking, for what you're getting in your 50s and 60s. So let's talk about option B. Again, this is the one that gets exceptionally expensive. Basically, this is the pricing. For every $1,000 worth of coverage, the price goes up based on your age. It doesn't go up based on your health. It doesn't go up based on anything else. It goes up based on your age. So when you're young, it's actually quite affordable. Nothing wrong with it at all. But the moment you start hitting these ages, 50, 55, 60, etc., it almost doubles in price every single time. The price gets astronomically expensive. So if you just hang on to it, not really paying attention, again, I've seen tens of thousands of dollars go down the drain because honestly, here's the summary. Very few people end up keeping FEGLI for the rest of their life because of the price. And so if you're going to cancel it later, then why spend tens of thousands of dollars in premiums in the meantime? Okay, so action number 1, do you have option B? Action number 2 is, do you need it, right? Do you need it? Now, let's talk through some of the options. Whenever we're talking about FEGLI, we got to compare it to the alternatives, right? What other life insurance options exist? And let's compare it to getting a good term policy in the private sector. Generally speaking, you should not get a whole life policy. Most of the time, those are overkill and way too expensive. So I'm going to compare, again, getting FEGLI versus a term policy in the private sector. So here are the differences. Of course, let's start with FEGLI Part B. There is no exam. That's one of the huge benefits of FEGLI is there's no medical exam. As long as you get in when you're first hired, there's no exam at all. No matter your health, even if you're super unhealthy, you can get the coverage. However, the pricing, like we talked about, increases every 5-year increment, and you don't technically control the policy. It's controlled by your employer. And as you hit 50 plus, it gets very expensive. However, on the private side, you have to go through a medical exam almost every time. And the pricing is normally fixed for however long you set the policy up for, so 20, 30 years, and you own the policy. And you can take it with you if you leave the government, which is quite nice. Generally speaking, if you're in good health, it is very efficient, it's low cost, and it is very, very good. But of course, you have to have a medical exam. So if you already have FEGLI and you have some health issues, you may be better off keeping it if you actually think that you need it. So let's talk about, if you do have some FEGLI, what are some of the most common strategies to exit and get out of it if you think that is appropriate for you? Well, at retirement, there's a few options. Honestly, most feds end up dropping Part B and Part C at retirement or soon thereafter because most feds don't actually need it by then. Now, you've got to make that call on your own. I'm not your financial planner. I am a financial planner, but I'm not yours, at least probably not, unless you're one of my clients. So you got to think, okay, does it make sense to keep it? Do you need a replacement in the private sector, or do you need it, and is that the best option, right? Those are the decisions you have to make. However, what most people actually do take in retirement is an option called 75% reduction, and it is the FEGLI Basic. On FEGLI Basic, so again, back here on these different parts, FEGLI Basic, it's that one, okay? FEGLI Basic has an option called 75% reduction. Let me explain how it works. Let's say you retire at age 60. Between 60 and 65, or whatever age you retire to 65, you pay the same premiums you were paying for FEGLI Basic while working, and it's pretty inexpensive. Normally, for most feds, it's between $10 and $30 a pay period. Pretty cheap. At 65, however, the premiums go away. It becomes free, which is really, really nice. And the coverage amount, though, does decrease. So, for example, if your salary is $100,000, the coverage drops down to about $25,000. About 25% of your salary is what happens after 65. But honestly, if you're close to retirement, the big decision is, look, is it worth paying the normal premiums between now and 65 to have my full salary's worth of coverage between now and then get free coverage for the rest of my life after that? Right? That's why most people, if they're going to take any of the FEGLI with them, this is the one they elect. Okay. Now, if you are going to get a private sector policy, make sure that you don't cancel your FEGLI before you actually confirm that you have that private sector policy, so that there's no gaps in coverage. The last thing you want is to have a gap and then actually something happen in between and put your family in a really hard spot. So here's the goal. Most people, what is the best price for life insurance? For most people, the answer is zero. For most people, the answer is zero. For most people, the goal should be, how can I be self-insured? Life insurance is not like health insurance where everyone kind of needs it. It's not like that. Life insurance is the sort of thing that you should get when you need it. Some of the common scenarios where you might need it is you have a mortgage, high interest debt, etc. Maybe you got kids that are relying on you financially. What about your TSP that isn't very big yet? You're not close to retirement. All of these things, if these things go away, right? If your debt's paid off, if you got healthy investments, so your spouse is going to be taken care of and the kids are out of the house, these sort of things are taken care of, then you may not need any life insurance. Again, check that for you, but that's the goal. That's where we're trying to get. We're not trying to keep life insurance for the rest of our lives. At least I'm not. I certainly am not, and my clients aren't. The goal is to have the coverage when you need it and get rid of it when you don't. So hopefully now you understand more about the FEGLI program, the good things, the bad things, when it makes sense to use it, when it doesn't, so you can save as much in premiums as possible and have the coverage that you need when you need it. So I hope that's helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video.